Hey everybody, Mr. Daly here, going through some book answers for Chapter 2. Let's get started. We are looking at the intro statement. So again, make sure you check these over before the test, all right? Make sure you got the right information. Obviously, right information, correct information is valuable, right? So the intro statements on page 25. So Mario was he was awarding end of the year bonuses, and he looked over the list of employees, okay? Definitely personal feelings affected, okay? The physical attractiveness, okay? He awarded those bonuses in proportion to those ratings, right? Did Mario make ethical decisions? No way, okay? Relied on emotions. Remember how we talked about in that chart? Emotions really don't lead to well-reasoned, well-thought-out answers, right? Or solutions, right? Definitely when it comes time to rating people, that's not good. It's just not, you don't want to be known for that. You're going to get in trouble. Okay. So Mario definitely should have done things a little bit different. Number 2, Sharon is knowledgeable about tax laws. Okay. And she's thinking about, trying to cheat and save some money. All right. Because she knows the information. Is it going to be ethical for Sharon to prepare a tax return looking to save some money illegally? Okay. Obviously, no. Okay. They're definitely unethical. They injure law. They injure other taxpayers who must pay more than their fair share. And obviously, as a citizen, you may not love this country as far as you may not be happy. Hopefully you love it. But you may not be happy. It's not perfect. Everything's need to be improved. There's things that need to be improved, obviously. But there are benefits for living in this country. And part of that, there comes a cost, right, of paying taxes, paying your fair share. Now, there are totally legal ways of saving on your taxes, right? Deductions and itemized things and writing off certain expenses that are all allowed, right? Those things are fine, right? But the things as far as going out to intentionally cheat, there's too much of that going on, you guys. In your generation, my generation, that's why not that I'm out there preaching too much, but my actions, I don't cheat. I try not to cheat. I really do. Is it always great and works out? No. But at the same time, I try and do good things, and I hope you guys do that too. The world needs more people stepping up, not to get mine, they owe me, That's where our world is running into some big-time problems with that, okay? So, off the pulpit. Sorry about that. Number 3, we're talking about James. He owns 4 dry cleaning stores, employs those people, advertises for a bookkeeper, okay? 12 persons apply. He wants to hire a man. Joni is the most, competent, and she would be the best person. Okay, obviously, hiring Joni would be the best option. You do want good people, right? So whether the guy was a frat buddy, a football player, whatever, those aren't real great reasons. Does it happen? Absolutely. Those aren't real great reasons for hiring people just to fill personal things. And when you want the best people around you. Surround yourself with smarter people, better people, right? That way you keep learning, you keep growing, okay? They say that, whenever you become the smartest person in your group, it's time to find a new group, right? You need to be pushed. You need to have good people out there doing great things for you. Problem statements, all right? Page 26 was the first one. Jane, they're talking about some ethical decisions. Did she make those ethical decisions? She wanted to save time and effort from studying. She wanted to cheat, right? She wanted some help. Obviously, it's a very age-old from kindergarten on, right? As far as to cheat or not to cheat. Page 28, he built the tool shed in the yard between the house, his house and the neighbor's yard, right? He tried to put a fence on the border. He discovered that the shed was too close to the property line, so he would not be able to drive his car between the fence and the shed. So he built the fence 1 foot onto the neighbor's property, okay? He lived alone, and 3 people lived in the neighboring property. How can we evaluate the ethical character? Okay, not good. Okay, not good at all. Obviously, there could be a legal stink about that from the neighbors to the point where he would have to probably have that thing torn down, moved, whatever, at his cost. They could charge him rent. They could work out something to where he could have a mutual thing. Now, if they're great neighbors, maybe it wouldn't bother them. But at the same time, most people aren't like that, okay? So usually that's why they have survey crews. That's why before you put anything in your yard, a shed, if you're getting a pool or whatever, they have people come out and check to make sure that, number one, underground cables and gas lines are avoided. but also, you better make sure your property lines are okay so that you don't have any of those things. Page 32, real quick. Okay, the member city council tried to determine what the majority of people wanted in the city in California. Okay, the noise ordinance. Okay, with car stereos and stuff like that. This is a real issue. Okay. Is there ethical justification for this law? Absolutely. There's laws like this all the time. Noise ordinances, concert venues, the neighboring, communities, the houses nearby, whether it's, Pine Knob, which is now DTE, and Freedom Hill, and all these others. That's why concerts have to shut down at a certain time. Okay. So it's one of those things that there are laws out there for the betterment of the community. Okay. Obviously, the majority of people want that. That's why they move into communities, right? There are other communities that don't have this, that you're out in nowhere. There's not houses around, and so things are different in places. That's where local control comes in. Okay, a few more quick things here. Page 34. Okay, this is the small community belonging to the same church. When members of a different denomination were considering buying land or put up a church, the city put a referendum, a directed vote. The referendum on the zoning made it illegal to use any land in the city for any purpose other than residential housing. This was in direct, competition to these people, right? It's definitely invalid, undermines the freedom of religion. However, there are plenty of times where, communities get together, and if there's a business, a church, or something coming in and they don't want it, there's ways of legally doing these things, right? It takes a lot of time, a lot of money. There's agreement between maybe the two parties, okay? But that's where local control comes in again, too. Page 36, the person, Smythe, was stopped for suspicion of drunk driving. The breathalyzer, right, was under the limit, okay? He was stopped 10 minutes later at the same location. A test showed that his blood level went up, and he was arrested, tried, found guilty. Driver's license revoked for 1 year. Is this an ethical justification for treating Smith and Brown so differently? There's two different people, I'm sorry. Okay, the law is the law. It's clear, right? It's communicated both. When you drive and you sign for that license, you understand laws of the road, right? So obviously, two different situations. I thought it was the same. I'm trying to read quickly here. It's definitely totally right on. Last one during Christmas vacation. Clementine worked part time. That part time of the year. Trying to think about stealing something. She wanted something, but she couldn't afford it. Okay, kind of easy to see. As soon as you take the watch, if there's no chance of being caught, kind of like the tax thing, right? Required by law, she accepts the benefits of society, schooling, police, protector, safe roads, welfare, water, all the stuff that society and our government presents to us. We are governed by our laws. It's obviously something that doesn't work if we steal, okay? And the last one, Martin Luther King engaged in civil disobedience, a result of effort like his, many human rights. Peaceful protests. There wasn't, riots. Of course, those things happen, but he was all about peace. He was all about getting people together to hear their voices and be heard. And that's what you see today, too. Whether it's the national anthem protests and some other things, there's ways of going about to draw attention, especially with social media today, right? To get the word out, as long as it's, from the heart and it's, something that I think people can get around. It definitely, there's obviously causes out there that serve only a certain group of people, and they can protest about that too. But things are different now, okay? From the standpoint of social media definitely exemplifies and grows things. But the civil disobedience, it's part of what our country stands for, voicing your thoughts and opinions in a professional, calm way. Obviously, the violence and stuff doesn't work. It does work, but at the same time, you get in trouble. There's a cost for doing that. So just very interesting stuff. Obviously, a lot of common sense. Okay. Hope this helps. We'll get through the next part in a separate video. Okay. See ya.